This Wonderkid striker is taking the footballing world by storm at the minute in real life, and he's also pretty handy in Football Manager. Bags of potential, bags of ability, and he also scores bags of goals. But just how good can he be in Football Manager? Let's find out. Hi everyone, Jake here. Welcome to another episode of Wonderkid to Superstar, where we take a Wonderkid in Football Manager, put them to the highest end of their potential range to see what kind of player they could become in your save. And today's striker is a really interesting one because, like I say, he's doing well in real life, but in FM terms, yes, he has potential, but straight away, he is an ability where he could probably play for some of the biggest clubs in world football and score goals right from the off. And today we're going to show you how we take him from promising striker with lots of ability to easily one of the best forwards in the world. He reminds me a lot of how Haaland was when he was in his Salzburg days in FM and his early days at Borussia Dortmund. So we'll check him out in a second, but first I'd ask you guys, if you could, smash the like button for us, comment who you'd like to see in the next episode of this series down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. Liking the video will really help us guys here and will help push the video out to more people as well. So if you could do that, that would be great. But let's go take a look at our striker, and he's already playing for a pretty good side already. You might already have a good idea of who this is going to be, but we're heading over to the Serie A, to Atalanta, and then if we go to their senior squad, he is someone that is already a big part of their first team, is none other than Rasmus Haaland. The Danish 6'3", 19-year-old is already making a name for himself in the Italian First Division. He's a left-footed forward with brilliant physical attributes, and that's the main side of his game, how physically dominant he is. And you'll see that's going to play a massive part into how overpowered he feels in Football Manager. Mentally as well, he's got some great attributes, including a work rate of 17. He's got fantastic finishing, first touch, dribbling ability, heading ability, passing, and technique. There's not too much more you could want from a young striker, and there's a reason in most of your saves you'll be able to buy him for 20 to 30 million pounds in season 1. In this save, his valuation is on the higher end because he does have that high potential range, but I have seen it at around 15, 20 million. But speaking of his potential range, he has a range of 140 to 170. So on the lower end of that range, you're getting a good high-level striker, and on the higher end, you are going to get one of the world's best. But even with zero growth, Rasmus here could be deadly in FM23 because of those physical attributes, the strength, the pace, the jumping reach, the aerial ability. There's not too much more you could want from a young striker. 6'3" as well, as mentioned, is going to make him deadly in the air. He's classed as a Wonderkid, but now we're going to move him over to our Real Madrid team and show you how we're going to set him up, hopefully for plenty of success. The first thing we'll talk about is the tactic. We have got Rasmus here playing as our striker in a 4-2-3-1 with no additional instructions, but it should be noted, with that work rate and with the ability that he has, advanced forward might not be the best role. Pressing forward could be very, very good for him, as well as a complete forward, which is actually a very specialised role to be able to play. So the fact that he can do that at a pretty good level already shows you the kind of player he might become. You can see we've moved him over to our Real Madrid team. I used the in-game editor and bought him over for 20 million pounds, and now he is in our first team ready to score some goals. Now the first thing that we're doing to make sure that he does well for us is trying to change his personality and get that determination up. Whether it will work, who knows, but we're having him being mentored by Benzema and Luka Modric. If you don't know how to mentor a player, we made a video on that about a week ago with a detailed breakdown of how to mentor your players. But yes, Rasmus here is being mentored, and when it comes to his training, nothing too special. I'm just asking him to focus in on that role. We do that with all of our players in these videos to keep it fair, but for me, if I was doing an additional focus, I feel like the decision making, the composure could be something that we'd like to get up, so maybe final third would be a good additional focus. With those only being at a level of 11, it would be nice to have them at a higher number, but you know what, that's not terrible at all. He's got great attributes all around. So first, let's go see him on the lowest end of that potential range. Is he still working worth it? Is he still a good striker? Spoiler alert, the answer is yes. Here we are, 2024, 2 years on, and actually Rasmus here is a bit better than where I expected him to be at. I thought he would be at the lower end of his potential range. He is currently in the middle of it, so he's sitting at about 150, 155 current ability. He developed way quicker than I thought, and the reason for that is his current ability at the start of your save. It's already very close to that 140 minimum potential ability that he might have, but this is the kind of player you can get after a couple of years of development. He's 21 now with 5 goals in 15 appearances for Denmark, and he is a phenomenal player. 17 strength, 17 pace, and 16 acceleration are some of the highlights, but that also includes jumping reach, stamina, and balance at a level of 15. His technical ability is kind of the same as what we saw at before. A few improvements in his dribbling and his first touch, I believe, but other than that, his finishing has remained the same. He's a better header of the ball, great technique as well now, passing is at a good level, he's still got that high work rate, and his composure and decision making is starting to rise. But the big change that we can see in our left-footed striker is his valuation going to about £90 million now. Let's see how good he's been for Real Madrid. The answer is amazing, to be honest with you. Straight away, right from the off, with no development really at all, he's scored 41 goals in only 32 appearances in the league. Obviously, Real Madrid, a very good side, going to create a lot of chances for our man Rasmus, but this is a phenomenal performance in season 1. To score more goals in games is exceptional. 7.65 average match rating as well at the age of 19 is crazy. After that, he goes for 34 goals in 37 appearances. Not as good of a season as before, but still a very promising performance. He's setting himself up here for plenty of success. He's already an amazing player, but let's see just how good he can be at the peak of his potential. Can he compete with Erling Haaland at the top, win any Ballon d'Ors? Let's find out. The year is now 2029. If we go to our tactics screen, we can see Rasmus here is classed as a 4.5 star player at Real Madrid, and even though we shouldn't judge that too much, it's still a very good representation of how good he is. 59 goals in 60 appearances this year in all competitions. Let's check out those attributes. And I mean, look at those physicals, they are insane. But whilst you take a second to have a look at those attributes, I will let you know I do have my own channel linked in the description down below. Over there we have YouTube shorts about Wonderkids you might not have heard of, as well as a long-term series going on where we manage Aberdeen and some one-off rebuilds, which a lot of you guys seem to love. And today there'll be a West Ham video dropping, so if you want to come check that out, that would be absolutely awesome. I'd really appreciate it. But here is Rasmus with 35 goals in 55 appearances for the national team, so he's scoring on an international front as well. Obviously, all of those goals are for a decent national side in Denmark. They're not the world's best, but still a good team. But physically, what I was talking about earlier, those attributes are crazy. 18 pace, 16 acceleration, add in 16 strength, 16 jumping reach, the balance as well. He's still got that very high work rate, even though I think it's declined a little bit. His vision, passing and technique are at a good level. The first touch is awesome. The heading ability is awesome. Decision making, anticipation, this guy is a monster when it comes to his physicals. Technically, he's not as exceptional, with only one major attribute being his first touch, but 15's for finishing, dribbling, 14 for heading. That is certainly nothing to turn your nose up at. And clearly, no matter what his attributes are saying, he is a monster in game, because he is scoring goal after goal, pretty much a goal a game every season, if not more. The third year at the club, he gets 47 in 38, then 46 in 33, with a 7.88 average match rating, which is an incredible number. So far, you can see here 279 career appearances, 284 goals. Obviously, that includes his time at Sturm Graz, and it should be noted he has only just signed for Atalanta, so in your saves you won't be able to get him straight away. You'll have to wait a little bit before you go ahead and make that transfer, but keep an eye on him, scout him, and he can become amazing. But let's see what he can do in his full career, and the answer is exactly what I expected it would be. He just scores goals for the rest of his career for fun. Even in his most recent season at the age of, what is he now, 36, he is scoring more than a goal a game. The most impressive season was a season where he had an 8.3 average match rating and an 8.24 average match rating the year before, where he scored an incredible 69 goals in 38 games, and then the season after, 52 goals in only 31, also getting some assists as well. So he's really the full package is Rasmus. You can see his attributes have slightly changed as time has gone on. He's ended up with 54 goals in 82 Denmark appearances, which is very impressive. But did he win any Ballon d'Ors? I'm finding it out at the same time as you guys, but it looks like he won 4 Ballon d'Ors in a row when he had those really good years where he was scoring 69 goals a season. He's beat Erling Haaland, who only won 2 Ballon d'Ors. He's even got more than Kylian Mbappe ended up getting, so he's done very, very well in this simulation. Rasmus Haaland is an absolute superstar. I'm giving him a 10 out of 10 purely because straight away, with those physical attributes, he could score at any level in your game. He's definitely a premium forward. He's not going to sign for your Dagenham and Redbridge team, but if you're managing a big team, a team in the top 5 European divisions, there's a good chance you can attract him to your club, and then you're sorted for the next 10-15 years. He's just going to score goals for absolute fun. But let me know your thoughts down below. Like the video if you did enjoy, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.